Hey, everybody.
I'm out of the shot. Who's
Yeah,
everybody? There's nobody there.
I know. We
I
didn't
don't think
announce it.
I don't
So.
think there's anybody there yet.
No.
So if somebody comes on, please tell us if you can see and hear us clearly, because we did not schedule a
Yeah,
live
we
stream
didn't schedule. We didn't do
tonight.
anything. We
Yeah, we
just
were
kind of
lazy.
jumped on. You know, just seeing what's what and who will join in. And if we get some visitors, we'll talk.
Yeah.
If not, we'll shut down. Oh, one person is there. Hey,
Somebody.
whoever you are.
You know what's funny is when we do this, it's always somebody that we know from the channel anyway. And they just happen to be there.
Yeah, they got the notification because they hit the notification bell. So thank you for hitting the notification
sometimes
bell.
that actually works.
We got 4 people.
I have a hard time believing that though.
Diesel, John,
Monster Diesel.
yeah.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Hey guys. Haha, just chilling with
John
sitting in the
Future.
background. Hey, Johnny Future. Oh, working
he's
overtime.
Gonna catch the replay.
That's cool. Thank you for dropping by and just saying hi. Thank you, Monster and John. Thank y'all for stopping by. We just jumped on, say hey, see what's what, talk a little bit, shoot the breeze. You know how we like to do it.
Yeah, sometimes. And of course, we just came from the Gwinnett show yesterday, second annual.
Yeah, second
Gwinnett show,
annual Gwinnett
hosted
show.
by Retroville.
Yes,
of course.
yes.
Martin from over at Retroville, who also does the Retro Toy Swap.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 shows for the Atlanta metro area, I guess, or in outlying areas that I can recommend. I think they're good shows. Plus, both of them are free. You don't have to pay. And it's like, that's fantastic right there. I mean, that's enough of an incentive. No fee and free parking.
Hey, Walter. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to see our video.
Oh, you saw something. And yeah, for those of you who are not aware, Pixel Dan did a video talking about us and showing the museum.
Yeah.
He was here.
Yeah, he came to the museum while he was in town for Toylanta.
Yes.
Which was
about 1,000 years ago.
No, it was remember. Like in March, I think. March or the beginning of April. Something like that. But he came to the museum, toured it, filmed it, and he put it up on his channel. And we thought it was real nice. And it was kind of shocking to see the museum because, we come down here and we
all the
see
time.
it.
Sure.
But then when you look at it through somebody else's perception, it looks totally different. So thank you to Pixel Dan for coming by and posting that up and doing a great job with the commentary and everything that he put with it.
New to Vero 2 and Brett and
I don't know who those the two professional cosplayers came by.
If you saw from Toylanta, it was the Tila and Merman from Toylanta were here also.
Yeah.
But they didn't get into the video.
Hey, Robert, we haven't seen you in
Robert
a while. Yeah, we got Widely. And we said hey to John. And we got Robert, haven't seen it. Pixel Dan did you justice. Thank you. Class act. Don't even need a collection tour anymore.
Okay, well, it's canceled. Yay! No collection tour for you. Denied.
Yeah,
no, he did a good job splicing that together.
Yeah, he did. Wiley, I'm glad you can make it. Also, good having you here.
He had a good time, especially since it was a lot of stuff. And there's a few other pieces that surprised him that I guess he didn't have time for. But it's just like basically, what the hell is this? And that's kind of the fun thing is either A, it's something that people don't remember. They're like, hey, I think I had this, which was the case with the bad case of worms, which is why I gave him one, because I have a whole display case of them. And he was like, I think I had this when I was a kid, and that spark of interest, that twinkle that you get when you see something. It's like, damn, I remember that. Or something that you just didn't know even existed in the first place. And that's always fun.
Yeah, so that was nice. That was nice having somebody come and tour and see it. And all our hard work that we do is good to share it. And that's why we have the channel. and we reposition the camera
so
and
look
we do
around.
tours. Yeah, and we do the little mini tours that we've been doing lately. If y'all have seen it, where we go through and focus on one particular toy line and talk about it. That's another way for people to see things, and they say a lot. Hey, I never knew that existed. I forgot about that. I haven't seen that in a long time. So, that's what we're trying to do. Just give people an opportunity to see things, remember things, and enjoy it. Yeah. Nice to see you guys doing another live stream. Yay, Punisher X. Thank you for stopping by.
Here we are. And also, remember, guys, we'll be doing another one on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're going to do our first ever in the life of us claim sale. We're going to try it.
Live claim sale, comic book related.
Yeah, because we bought out some collections recently and we picked through it and took the majority of it. But only, and I was surprised because I was nervous that a lot of it would be duplicates, but not too much was duplicate. And the ones that were, of course, we swapped it out for whichever was the best. So now, we got the stuff that's left over that we just kind of like, nah. I know there's a lot of things that I wouldn't want, but we're gonna try and sell that, and we're gonna do it on Wednesday night.
Yeah, so. And then we can fund our next buyout and cherry pick that.
Because we want to buy out some comics and action figures.
Yeah.
And I go around on Facebook and I look, and if we see something,
sometimes you find something.
Person. Yeah, sometimes you find something, sometimes you don't. But we look, and if it's reasonable and within a decent distance, we'll go and check it out and hopefully come away with something. So
Oh, for Johnny Future, since he said he was coming back later, because I know he's all about that emergency. Hey, classic show. If you grew up in the 70s, you watched this show.
I never saw it.
That's the fire helmet that I got from the last retro toy swap.
Yeah.
Emergency 51.
I recently bought some mint condition Playmate Star Trek figures. Wow, the figures were loose, but in excellent condition. Great.
You got a good deal on them because the Playmates, the original Star Trek, it's scary. The reissue of the Playmates Star Trek figures cost more than buying the vintage ones, and they look the same except the packaging's smaller. They shrunk the packaging down, but it looks like the same figures.
Yeah, we saw some figures at the toy show Saturday, and they were the older ones.
We had a section of the video that was corrupt, and just a 4-minute slot, I think.
Oh, that's what the one.
Yeah, because I wanted to go back to those bins, the action figure bins that had the X-Men and the Playmates Star Trek and Sequest and stuff. They were all priced at like $5, and that's, again, it drags me all the way back to it. The new figures cost more. The Legends reissues, I mean, granted, the sculpting's a little better, but I'd rather have the vintage ones, and they're cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of $30 a piece, I'm paying $5 at a show. I know it would cost more if you got it online because you can tax and shipping and whatever. But just to drive the point home, that's why we did the video series again on, inexpensive figures with 3-part series, 70s, 80s, and 90s action figures on the card or in the box that are cheaper than modern ones. It was an important series, I thought.
Walter thinks that Emergency is a good show, plus Adam 12.
Yeah, Adam 12 was their call sign.
Yeah. Those Star Trek figures were $7.99 a piece for Kirk and Spock.
Okay.
I've been watching how to do a display case, do it yourself. Just bought a storage rack, gonna try to turn it into a display case. Bit scary, gonna look, but crossing my fingers. Hey, Nostalgia. How are you? Chase.
Podcast is here.
His name is Chase.
Chase?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Chance.
See?
It's Chance.
There you go. Oh, Fabio made it.
Hey, Fabio. How are you?
Thanks for joining us this evening as we just pop on here randomly.
Yeah.
That's all right,
yeah. It's going to be hard for me to see some of your comics because we're not doing it through the that streaming thing we normally do.
Yeah,
so you
this
can't
is
put
direct to
yeah,
YouTube
so
here
you
tonight.
can't put the comments on the screen, so it's hard for me to see
Raccoon
it.
Eyes found us.
So if I mess up a lot of the wording, it's hard for me to see it. That's why I like the streaming service, because you can put the words on the thing and it's big and I can see it.
No podcast. We have not gotten to season 2 of Space 1999 yet. We only watch one episode a week.
Yeah.
Because that's how we space it out. We don't binge anything.
Yeah.
And Robert wants to know about Poor Hobo. And for those of you who are not aware, you pick on us. We kind of have like a little stray cat shelter going in our backyard. We take care of strays that people dump in the woods out here. And one of them was ripped up really bad. I mean, he needed stitches. He was a mess. And he's the one that has like no teeth. He has one tooth in his head.
And he's the bully now.
Yeah,
he used to be so sweet. Now he's turning into a bully
to other cats, not to us. But with us, he rolls around on the floor and acts stupid. But he'd be a good candidate for rehoming, and so we're working on him right now. But he's got one tooth, and it's like no wonder you got beat up.
Yeah,
but he was in rough shape. I didn't know if he was going to make it.
Yeah, but he's fine now.
Yeah, he's
eating
doing
everything,
good now.
Bullying everybody around.
Well, he primarily bullies Old Dad.
Yeah.
There's one cat called Old Dad. He's like they say like 17 or 18 years old.
Yeah, he's just really old.
He's really old,
and he's really sickly.
Yeah, and we take care of him. He's a sweet boy though.
Yeah.
No, there's no cat dentures, Robert. There's no such thing.
If it was, we wouldn't get it.
Patrick is here.
Hey, Patrick.
Out of Sight is here.
And John McJunkin
is here.
How are y'all?
And again, for those of you who did not see it, Pixel Dan featured us this week on his channel. So if you haven't seen that, when he was here during Toylanta.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool.
Wiley said he'd rather have the originals than reissued.
Mm-hmm.
I've been collecting some Masters Origins and Super 7 Thundercats, but have
cut back on the new stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, cut. Okay.
Yeah, cut way back
on the new stuff. Oh, yeah. And
hearing that a lot from a lot of people.
Yeah. Now when it comes to the Thundercats and the Ninja Turtles, I do buy the newer ones because the LJ and Thundercats, I don't like the body style.
Those are kind of a boxy.
Yeah.
Because they had the push button. Because they all had a function.
Yeah. So I think Super 7 and even Mattel, when Mattel did it back in the mid 2000s, I like their body style better.
Yeah, the Matty Club ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I have the Matty Club ones and the Super 7 ones. And then I got the big ones from, who did that? Mezco did the big ones, the 14-inch ones.
Yeah, that was Mezco.
Mm-hmm.
And then they lost hold of their licensing.
Yeah.
I think Warner Brothers owns that, and they're very tight-fisted about Thundercats.
Yeah, well, they let
they need to be,
but they let Super 7 do it. But Super 7, I think, does good body style. Mm-hmm. And then the Ninja Turtles I like, but the pricing on it, some of them, like, you find April pretty cheap.
The waves are too close together.
Yeah, and then they're expensive, except for April. You can always find April for like $50. Everything else is over $100, and it's like, meh. So I just get the Super 7 ones. But I'm stopping at Wave 10, so I'm done with the Ninja Turtles, and then I'm waiting for Thundercats to get to Wave 10, and then I'm drawing the line.
No, I'm not getting any of the Ramen Toys figures.
What's Ramen Toys?
Ramen Toys are the people that did the Silverhawks and the Brave Star. They got a Brave Star concept.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm trying to stay away from a lot of the newer stuff myself.
Yeah,
I prefer the older stuff. I love finding the older stuff. I love finding those little treasures like that. If you saw the Gwinnett show, that Johnny Hero was amazing. And it's one of 3, and it's all the same exact figure. I got him sitting right here, actually. Johnny Hero, the Olympic figure. And it's a red box, a blue box, and then there's a photo box. I think I failed to mention that in the other one.
Okay.
There's a photo box, and he's like a 13-inch big, basically a bendy figure with hard hands, feet, and head. And these are often like just trashed. You see how clean he is, his uniform and his face and everything, and his hands. You never find him like this because the body rots because it's it's that a weird rubbery texture, and the clothing's always damaged because the clothing does not come off. It's sewn onto the figure.
Oh, wow.
And when you get the accessory kits, this is from 1965, by the way, from Roscoe Toys. One of the earliest examples of an action figure right after G.I. Joe, official action figure. You could buy official team uniforms for Johnny. So you wanted to have him be in the L.A. Rams outfit or New York Giants or something. They were all baseball and football outfits, and they came on a little card, and you put it on over this. It fit over this outfit. So these were like his sweats, his undersweats, and you can see his skin there is actually in really good condition, and he's got abs. But you never find these in good shape, and it's just one of these toy lines that flies under the radar. People don't even know it exists, and he's a great alternative for your Ken. If you think Ken is too wimpy, and Barbie wants a real man, a real college jock, because that's what he basically looks like, especially being an Olympiad, keeping in mind in the 60s that an Olympic athlete would have had amateur status, which means if they earned money playing, even if they got like free movie tickets for playing sandlot baseball, they're disqualified from the Olympics. It was very strict back then. So he would have been college age.
Okay.
And not that Ken was a pushover in the 60s, because, they didn't portray him that way then.
They do now.
Even in the 70s, Ken was portrayed as being kind of macho. But
okay.
Yeah, now I don't know what's going on with Ken. But this was a great find. You never find them this clean. The outfit is still clean. If you're wondering about that peg, I think I mentioned that in the video. He's got this big metal peg in his hand, and that's because you can fit his sports equipment in it. So you've the football, the baseball bat, all of that fits in there. It's just a great, I love finding stuff like this.
Robert said he's been watching clips of Picard season 3. They brought back Enterprise D. Brought a tear to his eyes.
Oh no.
Out of sight says that looked like Pee Wee Playhouse figures.
Yeah, I suppose it could be. John likes it. He thinks it's cool. I love finding weird stuff like that, and especially when nobody knows what it is. Like the Nutty Mad. That was great when we went to the record show. If you guys saw,
oh, that thing.
We're into all of that stuff. It's not just toys. For those of you who might be new to this, action figures, comic books, all that nostalgic stuff, vinyl records, vintage movies and TV shows and stuff. And I found the Mark's Nutty Mad at the record show that we went to, the vinyl show, just a couple weeks ago, and I got it for $5 because the guy didn't know what it was. He was like, I'll sell it to you for $5 if you can tell me what the hell the damn thing is, because we can't figure it out. That's fantastic. Mark's Nutty Mad.
That looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it's supposed to. That's why it's a Nutty Mad.
Is he riding on something?
Yeah, it's an Indian sitting on the back of a mule.
Oh.
See?
Oh.
Yeah, they all look like this. They're just bizarre. But these are actually kind of highly sought after, and they're hard to find. But I was just
wow.
I would spot the one non-pop related toy at the record show, of course.
Robert, I am in the 1/6 scale figures. I didn't know they were making a Hammer Dracula though. But I am in the 1/6 scale figures. I have a few. I just haven't bought anything new in a while. Like new figures, except for, like I said, I bought the Super 7 figures recently. That's about it. But when it comes to 1/6 scale, I don't buy it too often because of the price. And then there's not too much stuff out there that I want. But I do like them, and I do have a few. But I have the Bela Lugosi Dracula. And I unboxed that, and I told y'all how the coffin was.
Yeah, the coffin was a disappointment.
Yeah, and I talked to a couple other people, and that was their major gripe, that the coffin wasn't good, and they bought something else or had something custom made, coffin wise. And then Sideshow put out a coffin, just a coffin. You remember recently?
Yeah,
they put out a coffin,
just a coffin.
That you can put with that, because I guess so many people complained about that coffin. They put one out. Hey, Zom.
Now they get to sell you something twice.
But I'm not buying that. Mine is going to have that coffin he came with, and I'm gonna just suck that up.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, because this coffin I think is like $100 for the accessory coffin that they're selling. Yeah, but you can use it for other things. But I don't need all that. I'm happy with it.
John says he got the Tootsie soundtrack.
I never saw Tootsie.
I saw that once. I don't remember it very well.
That's with Dustin Hoffman when he was dressed like a woman, right? Yeah, I don't know.
It was the only way he could get an acting job in the movie. Okay. That's what it was about.
I never saw it. I know what it is, but I've never seen it.
I got my vinyl records right here from that pickup because I didn't put them away yet.
I put mine away.
Mm-hmm. See, the Sugar Hill Gang, the original breakthrough rap group, because they had Rapper's Delight. I'm sure most of you know that song. Very, very sad story, these guys. If you've ever seen a documentary on them or anything like that, they got screwed big time. They didn't even have the rights to their own nicknames.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible. But I mean, the whole circumstances behind it. I mean, essentially, these guys, they made their record contract in the back of a cab. I think it was a cab, right? In the back of a cab in front of a pizza place. And the guy who was the producer was wearing a dirty apron from the pizza place, and he was working there for free to pay off gambling debts or something. It was crazy. And it's like
I watch a lot of those
anything to get your name out there, I guess, because that was nuts. Hey, Stone Tower.
I watch a lot of those music documentaries, like Behind the Music, Unsung. If it's a music documentary about a band that I like, even bands that I don't know, I'll watch it because I like to know, what's going on behind the scenes and all of that. Let me see somebody. Oh, I didn't know they made a Eddie Murphy from Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, Out of Sight wanted me to show a catalog. I don't know if I have any toy catalogs down here. Most of them are upstairs in the office.
Oh,
I mean, if I can remember that, I think I might have one or two down here if I can remember where they are. But I got this because it's got all the major songs on it. I've got I love this one.
Breaking soundtrack.
That movie's fun. I like that movie. It's fun. It's one of those like guilty pleasures movies because it's not a fantastic film, but it's just fun to watch. It's fun to like Commando is just fun to watch, or Last Dragon.
That's
a goofy movie, but it's fun.
But you can watch that a couple of times. Yeah, hey, Mister, you can watch that a couple of times.
It is fantastic. And by the way, the record producer in that movie is a bigger villain than Sho'nuff. Sho'nuff's just a jerk. Yeah. But that guy is evil. If you're really paying attention, that guy is freaking evil in that movie. Yeah. The Fat Boys. This is fantastic.
I don't know about him.
I had this on cassette when I was a kid.
I don't think I ever had that on cassette.
I mean, this is back when rap was just fun, and that's basically the point. Sugar Hill Gang too. It was just fun. Oh. It wasn't all mumbling and auto-tune and talking about explicit sex,
or just explicit lyrics.
Explicit anything. Yeah. What did you see?
Oh, Mr. said he saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, how was it?
Was it good? And John likes the old soundtrack.
Some people like it and some people didn't. You know how it is.
Yeah. Well, that's with everything. You got to make your own opinions in life. You can't go by the critics and YouTubers and stuff like that. I mean, some people you listen to and like, that's why I like if you do an unboxing and you can look at it while they're showing it and then you can say, oh yeah, okay, I can see enough to know I don't like that. But if it's just ragging on something, it's like, because I know a lot of movies I like, the majority of people don't. Or people love this movie, and I'm like, that movie was awful. Or a TV show, or a song, or an artist, or something like that. So, you got to figure it out for yourself.
And the greatest rap album of all time. Maybe not, but it's so nostalgic. Mr. T. Be somebody, fool. Be somebody. this is his rap album. For those of you who did not know, he produced or was produced in a rap album. He is a terrible rapper. He's terrible, but this is so 80s. I love it. This is like the most 80s things ever. And I remember his music videos because he had like two.
He had music videos.
He had two. I think it was two from this. One was obviously the "Treat Your Mother Right." Was a music video, and I don't remember the other one. And then Peer Pressure is on here from New Edition, and this is the only way to get that song from New Edition is on this album because you never heard from again. But it's just like nothing says 80s like Mr. T. There's a handful of iconic people that when you see this, it just brings you right back there. This brings you back. Hulk Hogan will bring you back.
Yeah.
Even Sylvester Stallone. Because he was
and
huge.
Arnold Schwarzenegger too
was huge.
Because they were big. Van Damme.
Yeah. Michael Jackson
Prince
will bring you right back to the 80s, and this just so personifies it. And he went beyond just his acting. I mean, because he was huge from the A-Team, from Rocky 3.
Yeah.
From he had his own cartoon show. He had his own
cereal.
Freaking breakfast cereal. Yeah. It doesn't get better than that. He had his own action figures.
Yeah.
The A-Team and the Gloob. There was a Gloob figure that was separate. The 12-inch ones were a separate entity from the A-Team. So that's fantastic.
Robert hates breaking because he tried breakdancing and broke his back. Nostalgia loved Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Okay.
And it had some sad scenes. Now I did see that.
Yeah.
Because we watched Critical Drinker a lot, and he was talking about it, and he said that it had some sad scenes, especially when they did Rocket's like flashbacks.
Yeah,
that was very sad. Did not live up to the first two films, in my opinion.
I can see that.
Did have some great aspects though.
One thing that I thought was interesting is a lot of people, and I'm not trying to spoil anything, but they were panning the building that was made out of flesh. They said there's a building.
In Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, there's a building made out of flesh. And they were like, what the hell is that? Doesn't make any sense, blah, blah. That's been used in sci-fi for decades.
Oh, yeah.
So it's for them to do something like that, it shouldn't be that surprising. What is it? Lex, the ships were alive. They did that in Babylon 5. They did that in Farscape. It's a common thing that's been done where ships or a building even is grown. They did that in that, what was it, After Earth? What was that show with the alien? And they killed the main character. You know the one I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about.
The alien, the little skinny guy, and he was his bodyguard.
No,
it was a Gene Roddenberry production, but the buildings, they grew the buildings, and this was a '90s show. That's an old concept. So I'm surprised that any of these guys, if they watch as much sci-fi as they claim to.
Well, people nowadays like the
they want to nitpick.
Well, no, not just that. They like the manufactured emotion. So it's like you heard a song, and now we got to do a reaction video where you heard it for the first time. And half of the times when you look at the songs that they're reacting to, it's like you have never heard that song before.
Yep.
Now we're going to react to it, and we're going to either be super shocked with all of these facial expressions and oh my God,
all this fakery.
We're going to be like, oh, that was so beautiful. It's like, man, please. You even like the song.
I don't understand reaction videos.
I don't watch them, and if they come up, I block it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've never watched one.
Oh, Gilgamesh is here.
Hey, Gilgamesh, but I will block them because I just hate seeing it even come up on my recommendations. I don't even want to know it. Oh, my eyes getting blurry. I got Misty.
Okay.
I think I have the Sugar Hill, The Message. Just Sugar Hill sing The Message.
Did they?
The Message.
I don't know. Is it on here?
I don't know, because now I'm confused, because when I saw that, I was like, I don't think they sing it. So now I'm messed up, and I can't even remember how the song go. I don't think it's on that record, though. Had me tearing up, that's for sure. I bought the original Clockwork Orange sealed. Oh, on VHS.
Well, it's not on this
Mr. T also had a comic book, I think.
Yes.
Did he?
He did.
Oh, okay.
He did. Well, there was the A-Team comic in the 80s, but then in the early 90s, and I think it was Now Comics, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They put out a Mr. T based on him himself.
Okay. I don't care for Guardians, but I do like Rocket. I heard about the graphic animal abuse, so I identify. Won't be watching the movie. I guess that was part of his. That's part of the flashback.
He was tortured and experimented on.
That's
how they because he was a raccoon and they genetically altered him into what he is. But it was a very difficult thing for him. Obviously.
Okay. So well, maybe that's what the flashbacks were about.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey Gilgamesh, we said hi. I wanted to give a dog a mohawk back in the day. That's Robert. Show Enough was hilarious. He was.
Yeah, Show Enough was hilarious.
Show Enough was so funny.
That producer was evil. He was really bad. Show Enough was just a jerk, but that guy was evil.
Widely ate Mr. T cereal. Stone Sour.
So did Pee Wee Herman.
He did?
In the movie.
Which one?
The first film.
Did he?
Yeah, I don't in the first movie, that. He poured a huge bowl of it and he ate like 3 of them. And he picked them out. And it's just like, what was the point of that?
Now that Pixel Dan did a museum tour, what other channel would you like to be featured on? I don't know. I mean,
hadn't really
I don't even know how that works. I mean, I know you got like people like Ed's Geek Out and that
Retro Geek Out.
Yeah. Ed Retro and that Nerdrotic, but I don't know how they even come to a person's house. I mean, we don't seek out anybody. Happened so that we knew the person that was working with Pixel Dan, and that person watches our channel, and we knew him from other toy shows.
Yeah.
So he was like, hey, can we come over and tour your room? I see it on YouTube all the time.
Yeah, I was telling Dan, and he'd like to see. Interested. And it's like, sure, okay.
Yeah, and that's how that went about. It wasn't like, oh, we coordinated and called, and that. It happened. So he was working with a person we knew, and it fell in line that way.
Yeah.
So, but if another person was to contact us and say, hey, depending on who it is, of course, then we'd be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, we might do that.
Yeah. Hey, David and Elfie. Hey, Hank. Yeah, Alien Nation was the show that he's talking about.
Oh no, not Alien Nation.
It wasn't Alien.
I don't think they didn't grow ships in Alien Nation.
I don't know what show you're talking about.
It's not Alien Nation. It's a Gene Roddenberry production.
Star Trek had a living ship in it. In a couple of episodes, it communicated telepathically. Alien Nation.
Yeah, that guy from Deanna's planet. Tin Man. The name of they codenamed the ship Tin Man. Is that the right episode?
And the Cylon Raiders were living in a ship. At least you should invite MIB if he's ever in the area, but he don't come down this way.
No.
Mr. T cereal was awesome.
It's the same corn that they use in every one of those cereals, the Star Trek stars and the name it. Any of those cereals from that time period. It's just a sweet corn cereal.
Crunch.
Pretty much. Only it's shaped like little T's.
Jeff says Ed is a close friend of his. Of mine. His time are a little weird being overseas. Yeah, that's what I wonder. Is he overseas? Because it sounds like he's from Belgium or somewhere, but then it seems like he's always in the US. So I guess he just goes back and forth. Because I watch him.
Because there's a lot of shows here, so if you're into that and you can afford it, it'd be great to come down here.
Yeah.
Logic Blaster says he saw the Pixel Dan video.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
And was it? No, it's not Andromeda. That's the wrong one.
Y'all gonna be guessing all night.
I'll have to look it up because I know the one I'm talking about. You saw it. We couldn't watch it anymore because it was just getting goofy.
I don't know. Which Master of the Universe you like the best: Origin Classics, Vintage Revelations, or CGI He-Man. I have Origins, Vintage, Revelation, and CGI. I like um, the original vintage Masters of the Universe the best. And then I like the classics also because they changed the body style a little bit on the classics, the Maddie Club I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I like the 200X because then they totally changed the body style on 200X. I really like the way they did like Beastman and Trapjaw, those body styles, because they gave them a little more character than just like than what they had in the original. And Super 7, they kind of bumped it up a little bit and gave them some more features. But all in all, I like the originals the best.
Mm-hmm.
But all of them got different qualities. The Origins, I don't buy the Origins unless it's a vehicle, and I don't have any of the Revelation set. So and I think the CGI one is that kiddish one that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any of that either. So I only have the three, the original 80s one. I also have the Filmation one, the Maddie Club, the 200X,
Mm-hmm.
and the Super 7. I never got the He-Man Adventures of He-Man, the one from the 90s. You got about 2-3 of those.
What?
The new Adventures of He-Man. You had some of those figures.
Yeah, they packed up somewhere.
Yeah. David has a few of those, but I never got into that. I tried watching the cartoon like twice. I'm gonna try one more time because somebody said if you pass the first episode, it gets okay. The first episode is pretty lame. Yeah, it wasn't hard to watch. It was just
it didn't feel right.
Yeah, because if you watch the original, your mind keep going back to the original. So you got to kind of not watch any of it for a while, like a year or two,
Mm-hmm.
and then try to watch it. So, but it's free on Peacock, so we'll watch it one at a time.
Gilgamesh confirms, it was Tin Man. I was right, the Tin Man episode. And Jeff says that Farscape Moira was a living ship. That's right. And the pilot was rooted to him. He was connected.
And the TARDIS is alive.
Yeah, that's what they say. Earth Final Conflict.
That's what it was. With Didon or Didon or whatever her name is.
Gilgamesh says here. Are you thinking about Earth Final Conflict? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It got really stupid because they killed the main character.
Yeah, they killed him off in like the first season.
After it's like, what's the point of watching this now? You just killed the main character.
They did that in another show that was really good. It was that M. Night Shyamalan, whatever his name is. He had a TV show, something about the Pines, and the people were taken, and they were moved into the future into like
Twin Pines.
Was it Twin Pines? Something. But anyway, they were living in this like community, and they couldn't leave. And everybody was kidnapped because the guy knew that the earth was going to be destroyed. So he kidnapped some people.
And they thought they were being held hostage somewhere in some experiment. But it turns out when they a couple of people or somebody finally managed to escape, realized there was nothing outside of the mountain range.
Yeah, it was these like animals, and they would kill you. So after the first season, they killed the main guy. He was figuring things out, and he was trying to get everybody to escape. And then they figured out, we can't escape because
there's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go. And then the second season, all of the kids took over, and I couldn't watch it after that because the kids took over and they were in charge. And yes, he's from Belgium. He just came to visit 2 weeks ago. They went, I saw the thing he put up. Him and Justice Curry went to Kane County.
Yeah.
From Texas, met up with him in Oklahoma Vintage Toy Mall. Okay. I was the fat guy in the background.
Oh.
The Filmation He-Man looks sweaty. I don't know about that.
John says that he loved Sequest. I
I
remember.
never.
Yeah, I've seen Sequest. It was
I've
all right.
heard the name, but I've never seen
And
it.
the action
Hey,
figures,
Thor.
the action figures are still very affordable. Oh yeah,
Huh?
once a week, Dallas. We only watch one episode a week.
Oh yeah, we watched Dallas.
Mhm.
Didn't know you got reading Thor. David, didn't know you were on.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
got
got the
McFarlane
phone.
DC Multiverse Calabac, and it's a big, bulky, beefy guy. If you need a troll or giant, then pick up that figure. Okay, that's thing like $43 though, isn't it? Isn't that the retail on that? Gnomesky liked Sequest also.
I'm not picking up the McFarlane Batmobile. I got a lot of Batmobiles. I don't need another Batmobile. I was actually working on my Batman section today.
Oh no.
And I had it because I got like all of the Batmans, and then I got all of my uh, die cast cars were like under that, and I had to put them all away. And it was like so many Batman vehicles. I'm like, man, why do I have all these Batman vehicles? So no, I don't need no more Batman vehicles. But I did see the McFarlane Batwing. That it did not look good.
People are every video I've seen on it, people are panning it. They're very upset.
Oh, well, it looked bad. It's like over $200.
Yeah, it's like I think the retail is $240, and then you got what, tax and shipping. They're
Yeah,
upset.
and then it's gray, and why is it gray? I still can't figure that out. And I saw a couple of videos where the people customized it.
Mm-hmm.
They painted it like a metallic or yeah, like a more shiny black and some stuff, and it looks better. But it's all hollow, and there's nothing going on with it. It's just like I don't know, a big hollow piece of plastic. I mean, I guess that's what everything is. But for $240, it just seemed like they could have did a little more, put some lights on it or something, you know. I don't need that. Order no Batwing. I have a Batwing.
She's got the Collectors Club one. The ones that are
the DC collectible.
The ones that pick up after the animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to put it on the wall. That's what I'm trying to do.
Logic Blaster wants to know if I have an opinion about Hasbro's handling of Star Wars. I don't like the way Star Wars is being handled, period, by any entity that's attached to it. It's being overproduced, and the stuff that's being written is being badly written. And the toys, I mean, it's too much. They're cranking it out. And I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that this year, the whole May the 4th be with you thing came and went with a whimper. A lot of people didn't even realize because nobody cared this time. They got tired of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off, but it also seemed like Free Comic Book Day wasn't that big of a deal either.
I don't know, because we don't do that anyway. We don't go off the Free Comic Book Day thing, but because it's we're not that interested in modern books. We prefer older stuff, so it doesn't appeal to us as much. But yeah, the whole 4th thing, it flopped this year. And I think that people are just overloaded with it. Too much merchandise, disappointing storylines and programming.
Oh my God.
So what are you going to do?
John says his wife went to an estate sale today and bought 2 cases of comic books. Looking through them right now.
Those are mine.
John, you in timeout. Every time you get on here, you get in timeout. You in timeout for 30 minutes this time.
Gilgamesh says he doesn't get the Batwing being over 200 when the Batmobile is like 50.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Well, John, I hope y'all get some good books though. Seriously, I hope y'all get some really nice books. But we go to estate sales and yard sales. We never find that stuff there. I don't think we've ever seen comic books at a yard sale or an estate sale. We ask every time we go. No,
I haven't seen comics at a yard sale since I was still in Kansas, and that was years ago.
Do you have the animated Batwing? No, like I said, I have the animated one from the DC Collectibles.
And that thing's huge.
Yeah, it's gigantic. Yeah. I have the Batwing and the Batmobile from that. And the Batwing, like I said, I want to hang it up on the wall. I've seen it where other people have it on the wall, and it looks really nice. I want the Lego Batwing. And I'll put it. I'll put it together.
The Lego Batwing is nice. It's expensive though.
Yeah.
A lot of those Lego sets are expensive.
I know. Where are we? The price on some of the recent Star Wars Black Series where I live has gone through the roof. And that's at retail.
Yeah, the retail's going up on that stuff again. But, I mean,
okay.
We knew that.
Thor picked up the unmasked Michael Keaton Batman today. But I am not getting the Batwing or that oversized bat car. I haven't seen it in the stores, but then we don't go to the store that often. But I haven't seen either of them. Well, no, the Batwing you had to get online, but the Batmobile, I haven't seen it in the stores.
Oh, Robert was saying the contest. Yeah, the contest. The winner is going to be announced at the next roundup, and that's for the print. It's not a comic book. It's for this giant envelope.
Yeah.
Which contains an original Captain America art print signed by the artist, and this is a limited edition of 2,500, and it's a vintage print. It's not a new print. This is, when the hell did they make these? I forget. It was it's on here somewhere. I think it was from like, is that it? Yeah, 1987. So Copper Age, and it's signed. And that's what the contest was for. But I'm going to announce the winner on this next roundup coming Friday.
Walmart and Target are selling Star Wars more than He-Man toys. Black Series figures are $38 now. Wow, no way. They're worth it. I wait and get most of them on clearance. Yeah. They did almost nothing for May the 4th. We should have gotten trailers or Ashoka.
Ashoka, yeah.
Something. Glad I found this dope live. Hey,
kids collecting with Brody. Thanks for joining us.
The new McFarlane Bat Cycle is pretty great, have to say. I haven't seen that. Like I said, when we go to the store, none of that stuff is there. They're in Target or Walmart. That stuff is not there. They got everything else. They got all of the McFarlane boxed toys. You know, the action figures, but not those vehicle things. Was mentioned about Silver Age comics.
That's wishful thinking.
Yeah.
No,
nobody doing. Nobody giving away no Silver Age.
We have a
comics.
claim sale coming up Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But to move some of that overflow.
Get rid of some of that. What do you think about the Fast 10 now that's coming soon?
Fast and the Furious is doing another one?
They're doing it.
Is that what you're talking about?
I only ever seen one.
I don't remember. I've seen like the first couple and then 3, which had like nothing to do with any of the rest of them for some reason. And they've been doing that franchise for so long. In the first movie, they were stealing cathode ray televisions. So it's like, I don't know how I feel about that.
I saw the first one, but I really don't remember what it was about. So I don't know. Let's see. Since you never got into Star Wars, what was
your favorite movie as a kid?
Batman.
Favorite childhood movie?
89 Batman.
Oh, okay.
The only reason why I say that, honestly, somehow or another, I had the VCR tape. And I watched it like a couple of times a week, literally. Because we didn't have cable growing up. So, you only had the 3 networks, Fox and PBS. That's all you had.
Yeah.
So.
And it's hard to watch a movie on network television.
Yeah. So I had somehow, I don't know where it came from, because my parents never bought VCR tapes unless it was blank so I can record something off of TV. but the Batman movie appeared, and I watched it, and I was like, okay, I like that. And then I just kept watching it.
I've done that with films when I was a kid. I had on VHS, I had the original Terminator. And I probably watched that like 50 times.
I watched the original Terminator on TV because, after a while, they would always put movies on TV. So that's how I saw the original Terminator. And then in the town, they got a video store, and my parents would let me go rent movies. And I always loved horror films, so I would always rent horror films. My mama never knew that, but I would rent horror films.
She knows now.
Yeah. And I would watch those horror films. And the one time I rented Child's Play, she was like, "What's that?" I knew it was a horror film. I lied to her. Oh, it's about a little boy. He got a doll. Some mess I made up.
It's the truth.
Yeah, because she wouldn't have let me watch a horror film. She wasn't going to. That wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, Freddie. It's a movie about some guy who's like the janitor in the school. Yeah. Or Friday the 13th. Oh, it's just this kid who got lost at camp. His mother was looking for him. She was upset. She used to like matter-of-factly describe some of these slasher films.
Kids Collecting bought a new Silver Age Daredevil collection. Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
And Stone Sour wants to know your opinion on Indiana Jones figures.
Well, I don't
the 6-inch
have any. He's talking about the new Legend Scales one.
Oh.
I don't know.
We haven't seen those in the store either.
No, haven't seen them in the store, but they're in the solid boxes, so you can't see them. They just got a picture of the figure on it, which nobody likes anyway.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I haven't handled any of them, so I don't know. Yeah. Although Hasbro's been having a lot of trouble, especially with their G.I. Joe classifieds with figures breaking, so they're back to that again. And of course, the Dungeons and Dragons figures, the whole first wave was having problems with breaks. Yeah. So I don't know.
And Robert wants to know what a claim sale is. So a claim sale is, I'll use this as an example.
Yeah.
So for an example, we'll say, okay, we're selling this G.I. Joe figure for $30. And the first person that say, okay, I claim that, $30 is what I get it.
Yeah.
But we're going to have comic books, so not G.I. Joe figures. So don't get it messed up. But no, we'll have like on one of the walls, we're gonna have the comic books up there, and then have letter A, B, C, D, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we'll have books, and we'll tell you, of course, the name and roughly the condition, and have a price on it.
We got slab books, and it's like a lot of probably bronze and copper slabbed, really, and then some variants, the raw variants, autographs. Most of the autographs are certified.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And I just blanket say that the condition on all the raw stuff is at least a 9.2 or better from what I've seen. But put them up, and if people, you want a few things and you want to negotiate a price or whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're not trying to get rich, just trying to
just trying to clear some stuff out.
Feed the habit.
Yeah, so we have some money to buy some
more, because we're not a store. I know we look like one, but we're not a store,
and we don't sell stuff often.
Usually, no, we don't. So
I've never sold. And no, I didn't say I had some duplicates of something I've sold, but I don't sell nothing.
So we're experimenting with it.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. If it goes well, we'll do it again. If not, then we won't do it no more. And do it on eBay.
I know, eBay and Mercari. Mercari's worse.
DVDs and CD players were the big ticket items in those trucks.
What? It's talking about Fast and the Furious, I think.
Oh, really?
The stuff they were stealing.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Oh, you fell behind.
Yeah, I remember when I saw 89 Batman. Everyone had 2 million Batman shirts. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were having a huge problem with them being counterfeited at the time, because a lot of those weren't licensed.
Oh, yeah.
And so there was a lot of that in the news about, they're counterfeiting Batman shirts.
No, he haven't convinced me to watch Star Wars, because I don't care for space movies like that. I really don't. Some of it I'll watch. I really have, like, okay, like we're watching 1999 right now. I can tolerate that because I understand what's going on. Like we were watching Andromeda. I could not get into that because I could not understand why they were out there. Where were they going? Why did the guy want to take back the Earth and he's been in stasis for 300 years? What was he going to take back? I can't get into Star Trek because I don't know why they out there. Where are they going? Why don't they stop? I watched Battlestar Galactica. I could get into that because I understood why they were on the ships. I didn't like the fact that they kept passing planets and didn't stop. It's like, why aren't you stopping?
Plenty of places they could have dropped some people off.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, the main ship wants to go, but you have all of these following ships drop people or ask them, hey, does anybody want to stop here and get dropped off? No, we're going to just drag all of these people along. You know, but I understood why they were out there. I understood where they were going. But those space movies and like with Star Trek, I mean, not Star Trek, Star Wars, it's too many people. I can't watch a movie. There's a lot of people in there at once. If you introduce them like bit by bit, like a TV show, and it's like we got 3 people this week. Next week we're gonna add in 2 more. I can follow along. But if it's like 100 people in one movie at one time, it's too many, and I can't keep track. Cause I'm not like David can sit and watch a movie and analyze the whole thing. I have to watch a movie about 3, 4, 5 times, depending on the movie.
Come on.
I do, depending on the movie. If it's just a simple like period drama, okay, I can watch that one time and know exactly what's going, because it's the same plot in every movie. Yeah, so I can go with that. But if it's like some espionage, I can't watch that. I don't like espionage movies like James Bond and what's that other boy with Matt Damon? Him. Born Identity. I saw 3 of those. So I don't even know what Born Identity was about.
He lost his memory.
Well, I figured that, but then it just kept like, why you need 3 films?
Because they're chasing him,
and I didn't know why they were chasing them, and it's just I don't mess around with too many movies. It has to be like
to shut him down in case he got his memory back. Well,
it has to be a certain type of movie. Right. It can't be nothing too complex.
I don't know, Hank. I might be able. We'll see. I might be able to scare up some Batman or Harley Quinn.
What?
He wants to know about the claim. Yeah.
Oh, he don't have no Batman comic book.
I don't. Why not?
I don't know. Copper Age Captain America. Shazam.
Bam Pow.
I don't know.
I don't know if I have any Captain America. I might be able to scare something up.
Did the same with Blade Runner. I saw the first and no, I didn't see the first.
You didn't see the first one.
I saw the second one.
The first one's a lot better.
I watched the original Transformers animated movie so many times when I was a kid. I could recite about almost the entire movie. There is a whole ton on video footage from Star Wars Celebration in London that they were just sitting on. They should release it. Okay.
Whoever's in charge of Lucasfilm or marketing needs to get a clue.
Yeah, well, Disney is in charge of that. I watched Pippi Longstocking on Betamax video.
I remember Pippi Longstocking.
I remember. You remember when Disney used to do those movies like Old Yeller and Pollyanna and stuff like that? We used to watch that in school.
Yeah, Jeff's talking about the Star Trek. He says you got to remember Star Trek premiered during the space race, so the idea of the show was exploration and discovery. Yeah, but also it's very different. Like the original Star Trek was what it was, and it was innovative at the time. But then the Next Generation was basically a cheap copy of Star Trek until they introduced the Borg in the last episode of season 3. which in itself was not an original concept because they stole the idea from the Cybermen from Doctor Who. It's the same thing. It just looked different. But it opened the door for the other shows, which were better. Like I think Deep Space Nine was a far better show than Next Generation. And instead of running around like you're saying, it's a space station. But the entire series run, which was like what, 8 or 9 seasons? I'm trying to remember.
See, that's too long.
The entire concept plot of all the seasons culminate in a single plot. So it's an ongoing story.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little different.
Oh, Jeff wanted to know if you had any opinions on the Mythic Legions. He think they're worth every cent. We never bought any. But I like the mold and the style of it. And they're the ones that did the 200X. Yeah, they did. Well, I do have some Mythic Legions. Well, they're not Mythic Legion. The Four Horsemen did the 200X, and then they also had these like bigger figures. I don't know. They're Masters of the Universe, but they're just a little bit bigger. I don't think they're statues. You know the ones I'm talking about. I think they might be statues.
Yeah, they don't move. They don't move much.
Yeah. So I do have some, but not Mythic Legions. I have some Four Horsemen, but I like them. I just never got the Mythic Legions, but I do like the Headless Horsemen though.
No, Links, I haven't watched any modern Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
So, because they were asking about, somebody else might be able to answer that, but I didn't. She's talking about the original Battlestar Galactica from the 70s.
What happened in there?
No, he wanted to know if it was the original one or the remake.
Oh.
We couldn't get through the first episode of the remake.
That remake.
It was not good. Their personification of Starbuck was just too much. First of all, never mind the gender swapping Starbuck, but the fact that she was like rude and started fights and all this other stuff. That was not the personality of the character.
No,
it was not. He was a gambler, you know.
Yeah,
he played games, but
he was cocky, but he was still likable.
He wasn't trying to hurt anybody or start fights with anybody or any of that. But the original series, and then there's Battlestar 1980, which was a terrible series, but the last like 3 or so episodes are worth getting the season.
Oh, the one where they were he made friends with the Cylon and was trying to teach him how to play poker. The very last
episode where they brought Starbuck back.
Yeah,
it was a flashback episode. It's the best it's the best thing Battlestar ever did put to film. It was better than even the original series. It was very well written. And then the 2-part episode, the Halloween one. Yeah, the Halloween one was that was fun. That was actually fun. But the rest of the series is garbage.
What Carmen wants to know if you're gonna have any Wonder Woman.
I don't know. I might. I'll have to dig around. But I mean, I have some stuff put aside, but I can look for a couple of other things just to see.
Yeah, and like I said,
you might see something you like.
Yeah,
you know.
And this is Wednesday will be the first one. We'll see how it goes. If it goes well, we'll either bring out more or just do it again. You know,
switch things up.
Yeah, I didn't care for BSG remake. Oh, Battlestar Galactica remake. But that Admiral Kane storyline was really good. Michelle Forbes was really good.
Oh, he said 7 seasons, Jeff. He said that Deep Space Nine was far better and it was 7 seasons. I couldn't remember if it was like 7. If it was 7 or 9.
Any Micronauts in these comics?
Micronauts comics?
That's what that says, right?
Where?
Any Micronauts?
Oh, Edmonton wants to know if I have Micronauts. I might.
Steven wants to know how tall you are. He's 6'5".
Who, me?
Yeah. The next generation.
You think I am Marshall Dillon?
Marshall Dillon is like 6'7".
Is he? Yeah, I knew he was big.
The next generation got better during season 4. Deep Space Nine was far better.
Yeah, and again, that's because they stopped rewriting original storylines from the original Star Trek, and they introduced the Borg, in the last episode of season 3 as a cliffhanger to season 4, and then they changed their format and started writing their own stuff. Because it seemed, and that you can get a real sense of that in the original, and a lot of people that are even fans of Next Generation will tell you, yeah, the first couple of seasons, because all they did was rewrite. It was the exact same plots, only like, oh, we're better now somehow because we're redoing this, and then referencing the original Star Trek. Oh, this happened on the original Enterprise, which really wasn't the original Enterprise because it was the second one, but. You get the idea, or this because Captain Archer goes back from the show Enterprise, goes back to before the original show. It was a prequel.
Gilgamesh is getting into Masters of the Universe origin. Ollie has had so many figures lately.
Oh, Ollie's, yeah, getting them on clearance.
Yeah, Ollie's do have a lot of toys. When we went there a couple of times, you walk around, and I was shocked with how much stuff they have. Big Lots sometimes get some things too in Big Lots, but I think Ollie's get more and they get better stuff. Also, Five Below. We've been in Five Below, and they seem like they're starting to get more stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of those places are getting clearance stuff, and I've heard like Ross, because we've been in Ross a couple of times, and they have a little like toy clearance area.
Yeah.
So you'll be shocked. Just check those places out. Ross, TJ Maxx, even Marshalls, because they're all the same store.
Pretty much.
They all got those little clearance section. That's where these people dump their toys off that they can't get rid of. They dump them into those stores.
Fagusto is here from Brazil.
Hey, from Brazil.
Thanks for joining us.
Love the channel. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Average out of the original Masters figures, you don't have, who do you want to add to the most? I want King Randor, in Prince Adam. Those two, but now the reason why I slowed down a lot with the Masters figures, because now the figures that I need or would like, are the most expensive
from the classic line.
Yeah, from the original 80s line. Like, I got the cheap ones.
And they ain't cheap.
No. But now,
by comparison,
like everything now would be $500 and more. So, like Prince Adam, Randor, the Sorceress, those figures cost a lot. So, I don't mind not having. I just don't worry about it no more.
I'd want to be on Kirk's Enterprise.
Who, Captain Kirk?
Yeah, somebody asked. Which captain? Not Janeway. She's too arrogant. And Cisco is too hard-headed, and he turned into a religious nut by the end of the series.
Oh yeah,
yeah, kind of.
I heard about that. The Masters of the Universe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover. Somebody had a video of it, and I kept saying I was going to watch it and kept forgetting to watch it because I wanted to see what that was going to look like. Is it going to be similar to what they did with the wrestling figures?
Pretty much. I think I've seen that. Yeah, it's like if you could imagine a Ninja Turtle wearing a costume,
like the loincloth and all that.
Yeah, a costume of Masters of the Universe. That's basically it.
Oh. Yeah, this one guy, he usually shows stuff
Toy
like
Chic.
that. His Toy Chic, Mark.
And Toy Chic has a channel also.
Yeah, check out his channel. He does toys and comics, and he recently doing a unboxing of some comics from like a year ago, I think. Like, how you gonna sit on that stuff for so long? I don't know, but he did 7, and then the next one he's gonna do another 7. So watch it. Look out for his channel. He got some good stuff on there. But yeah, like I said, I saw it and I wanted to look at the guy's channel to see, what it is and what it's gonna look like. Because they said that Hasbro and Mattel is supposed to do like a crossover. Or some kind of, not crossover, but like a collaboration. And I thought maybe that's it. But then I was like, no, because Ninja Turtles is Playmates. So maybe they'll do something like with G.I. Joe or something. And like, I don't know. But that was thrown around. It was thrown around that they're going to do a collaboration.
Yeah, and they all do weird crossovers now. That's how you end up with like My Little Pony Transformers. Yeah, it's too much, and I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. You know what they need? They need like Transformers Golden Girls. They got the license. You know, it's coming. I put it out there in the atmosphere. It's all over now. Oh, Carmen is watching from Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, hey, from Cleveland. I've been to Cleveland. No, I went to. Yeah. It actually was Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Was it Cleveland or Cincinnati? God damn it. I think it was Cleveland. It's. It was back in the early 90s. I went when I was deep into TV evangelism. Oh, no. I went to a church revival for a week. Me, my mom, and my brother. We drove from South Carolina to Ohio. And we stayed for a week to go to a church convention. Anybody collected Indiana Jones toys from Target? Links want to know.
Yeah, because I don't have any.
So Playmates and Mattel coming together for the Masters. I guess I want to just see what they look like. And like I said earlier, I'm wondering if it's going to look like what they did with the Masters of the Universe and wrestling figures.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it's going to be. But the Turtles, they cross over with so many things anyway.
Yeah, they do. It's really gone to hell since Eastman and Layard sold the rights, which they never should have done. That's a legacy. Never sell your legacy. You know what I mean? Seriously, never sell your legacy. Pass it down to somebody. Don't sell it. It's a shame.
Jeff say Miles O'Brien is the best Starfleet NCO of all times.
Miles O'Brien. Whiny O'Brien? No. I'm just messing with you.
Ninja Turtles even did a crossover with Street Fighter. Yeah, they did. They did a lot. Street Fighter. They did. I don't think it was a crossover with Batman, but they did something with Batman.
Yeah, they did. They had a crossover with Batman.
Yeah. Well, I know they were in a 2-pack. Yeah, it was a versus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then back in the 90s, they had like the troll dolls. They had the NBA figures. They had the astronauts. They had so many things. That's why I don't really mess with the original Turtles, because they got so much. So Super 7, they kind of stick with the main characters and leave all that extra stuff alone. I mean, I guess it's okay, but it's like after a while it just kind of get annoying.
John thinks that King Randor looks like the Marvelous Magical Burger King.
Yeah,
I have him.
Yeah, wait. Oh, you can't see it in
the corner.
Yeah,
I have the actual Magical Burger King.
Mm-hmm. David L. Page, when your toy conventions,
you lost it. There it is.
I did.
Steven is asking, when your toy conventions, or I guess when we go to the toy conventions, do you ever run into other toy YouTubers besides Pixel Dan? Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
we have.
We saw one.
No, but go ahead.
We saw somebody Saturday, Greg Cook. We saw him Saturday. He was at the Gwinnett Toy Show. He was out there filming and talking and stuff like that.
Yeah,
watching from Green Bay, the Green Bay Packers. They did it right. It would be my two favorite franchises, even combined. Money given for sure, but what's that word? Sure, Playmates will mess it up.
Yeah.
It's hard for
Power
me to
Rangers
see
crossover with
the
Voltron, Lynx is saying. And holding out for Mask and the G.I. Joe crossover. They've been hitting at that forever. But
Mask and G.I. Joe.
Mask is Kenner.
But why don't they do things that kind of match?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Seem like, I don't know, G.I. Joe and Rambo might do better
He
together.
was supposed to have a figure originally in the Raw line.
Oh, really?
Which is why Big Boa, because big boa was supposed to be the antigen to the Rocky figure, but because of a problem with the franchising rights, they had to cancel it. So they never made a Rambo, or they never, not Rambo, but he was supposed to be a Rocky Balboa figure actually, and he was a trainer. So on that line, but they couldn't work it out because you know that G.I. Joe did that. What the two most famous, of course, being Sergeant Slaughter and the Fridge.
You have that
Fridge, yeah, I got the Fridge. Right, he's down there.
Oh, Jeff says that. Is it Jeff? Yeah, he says that Batman Ninja Turtle is pretty horrible figure. I saw it a lot when we went to GameStop a lot. Seemed like that's the only place you could find it was at GameStop. But I didn't like it. Do you think they should make any Prince figures now? I wouldn't.
If they did, it would be in 12 scale.
Yeah,
I mean, not 12, 6 scale. Yeah, 1/6 scale.
Yeah.
I could see that because some people are into that, like they did John Lennon and they did Jimi Hendrix. And characters like that. They did Kurt Cobain in 6 scale.
Greg said he saw our museum video with Pixel Dan was great. Thank you.
You know, I think it was because of the crossover, like Robert saying Rambo would be a better fit.
Yeah.
I think it was because the licensing for the likeness was already with Coleco when they made the Rambo figures in the 80s. So when Hasbro was like, oh yeah, we're going to do a Rocky Balboa action figure, the Coleco was like, no, you're not, because we have the rights to his likeness. I think that's what happened.
No.
Now that you brought up Rambo, I'm thinking about it.
How was it finally hanging out with Pixel Dan? I know in the past you were maybe a little with what he might be like. He seems really sweet.
He's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was nice. He came by and he seemed nice and genuine.
Yeah, and Gregory was saying that he saw the museum video with Pixel Dan. That's great.
And Jimmy says he's been watching the videos for a couple of months. Got me interested in comics again. At 42, haven't bought since the mid-90s. Went to a comic store yesterday. So overwhelming. I bet it was.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, he was. He seemed pretty genuine. He loves the hobby.
Yeah.
You know, so he had a great time with that.
Yeah. Because, you know, you see people on YouTube and then you meet them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like meeting your favorite star. You know how. No, for real. Because you're like, you'll see somebody and they'll be on YouTube and, you know, and it's like, oh man, they're wonderful. And then you get to meet them and like, oh man, they're a butthole. Or.
I hope that doesn't happen to us. But. Because it's weird from the other end, because now a lot of people have been coming up to us at shows, and then they're like, you know, we don't mind at all. You know, it's like if you see us at a show, say hi. But you know, they come up and like, hey, I really love your videos, and I really like that video about this and that. And it's like, oh, okay, great, thanks. And you know, it's kind of funny because I guess sometimes you don't realize you have that kind of an impact.
Yeah.
You know,
or that people will name off a video, and you're like, God, now I gotta try and remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a nice guy, and yeah, I'm glad I met him, because sometimes you, like I said, you see somebody or you'll talk to them one time, and when you're at a show, I can understand you're busy or whatever, so your mind ain't together. But when you're in a more relaxed situation, then it's like, okay, now I can relax because 100 people are not around me trying to ask me questions, pulling me in different directions. So, yeah.
And Robert's saying, now with Pixel Dan, does that mean you're in the in crowd? I don't know about all that.
I don't know about no in crowd now.
Yeah, I mean, with the in crowd, so big star, damn it.
Yeah. Now David gonna want money to talk to him.
Walk around like this, and I'm gonna wear big gold chains.
Who was that guy on Seinfeld that was doing I'm the king, yeah.
It was for the
he was on the commercial
sales or something. Yeah, I'm the king.
And he was dating Elaine.
He looks so familiar, I can't put my finger on it. That's right. I'm gonna walk around like this. That's gonna be me from now on. Fool. I'm a big star, damn it.
If he do that, I'll never get on another video, and I won't videotape no show.
Who remembers
nothing.
Eddie Murphy back when Saturday Night Live was actually funny, and he would be Gumby. He would wear a whole Gumby suit with the face cut out, and his face was like painted green, and he'd have like a big cigar, and he'd be screaming at people. He's like, "Do you know who I am? I'm a big star, damn it! I'm Gumby, damn it!" That's what I'm gonna do. And then when the camera comes on, hello everybody.
Link and his brother wants to see a crossover of Ninja Turtles and RWBY. I don't know what RW. I've seen those letters before, but I don't know what that means.
We don't read that.
Yeah, Batman Turtles were a GameStop exclusive. Actually, fun figures. Out of the box.
Speaking of which,
comics is fun to read.
When we were brought up King Randor there earlier, has anybody ever seen the magical Burger King figure from Knickerbocker?
Yeah, David has it. You gonna go get it so people can see it?
I can pull it out here if anybody wants to see it.
If anybody wants to see it.
Oh yeah. K Munin says Ric Flair looks awful. Don't do that to David. Well, yeah, because he can't stop. He can't turn it off. The personality. He's been living that illusion for so long. He doesn't know how to move away from it now. I think it's a shame. Actually,
he's on a commercial.
And he's still trying to wrestle. And
what commercial
dude,
is he on? You remember recently we saw him on a commercial. Oh God, I cannot think of the commercial. And I'm like, why is he doing these commercials? You remember Ric Flair?
I know who Ric Flair is.
I know, but on the commercial.
Yeah, which commercial was it?
Because
they a bunch of them have done stuff like that. But yeah, Ric Flair, he that is his personality. So he blows through money, and he's all that pizzazz and everything is constant for him, and he doesn't know how to shut it off and relax, and it's killing him, really.
Steven says another great YouTuber is Jason Up. Yeah, we watch him. New 80s Revolution.
Yeah, I remember him.
There's a lot of Georgia creators in these circles. Retro Blasting is in Georgia. Big Dub is in Georgia, and maybe Dog Reviews. I've heard of Retro Blasting, but not
Dog. It says Dog Reviews.
This is Dog.
DEWDAW.
Oh, okay. Now you know I need some glasses. I've heard of Retro Blasting.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know he's in Georgia.
I think Junk Band's out here too.
Yeah, I think he's in Georgia. I think so. It's true. That's definitely how I feel about you guys. No.
Yeah, no, Ski. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start walking around and strutting and just like throw my jacket on the ground and elbow drop it and throw my shoe. That's what I want to do.
If he gets weird, I'll never ever talk to him again.
Gregory says, I've been collecting about 3 years, LCS or online, but just went to my first toy exclusive shop an hour and a half away. I hope you made good with that.
I know, driving an hour and a half.
I hope that was a good experience.
Show the King.
Yeah, people have been asking.
I never seen the Burger King figure. Flair was.
It's over here behind the Pee Wee Hermans.
Nobody wants to see Pee Wee. But he got to move those out of the way.
Yeah.
He might be more popular now than he was 10, 20 years ago.
Pee Wee Herman.
Nobody wants to see that, David.
He still works.
Yeah. Styling and providing.
Yeah. The magical Burger King. I'm coming. He's so pushy.
I have shared. I'll have a great rest of your life. Okay. Hey, LJ. Yeah.
Oh, LJ. How you doing? LJ also has a channel.
Yeah, I thought he was doing thing tonight, a karaoke night. What happened? Okay, go ahead.
He says sorry for the caps. If you follow Kirk, you'd be a goner. No. I don't have a red shirt. No red shirt for me.
No,
Anyway,
brown shirt.
This is the Knickerbocker Magical Burger King. It's a big box, big doll. It's basically a doll, and he performs actual magic tricks. He's got like these magic tricks that he can do.
You're gonna take it out the box?
Made by Knickerbocker in 1980. It's not sealed. I can pull him out. He's unplayed with condition though, so I got to be careful. No, he has never been handled.
You sure you want to handle it now?
Here's his instructions.
Yeah, King Randall. That's probably as close to King Randall as I'm ever get.
Oh no.
Man, that Randall figure is a lot. I saw somebody with it at one of the shows, but it was graded, which I can't understand that. But they wanted like over $1,000 for that thing. I'm like, you can keep it.
Here's his little hamburger.
In a ring.
His ring.
Well, is that soft? Oh, it's like foam.
Yeah, because it disappears.
Oh.
And he's still got his plastic on his head. See? It's the Magical Burger King doll. And
that looked like the Mr. Rogers make-believe.
You hide the hamburger because he's got a pocket here.
Oh.
And you can stuff it in the pocket and make it disappear.
You got to be
And
quick.
the ring is color changing. And then he has this magic trick where you see he has the blue kerchief. But voila, it can kind of turn into a green one almost if it can pull all the way out, which it doesn't. See? The Magical Burger King.
Iron Blend. Hey, Iron Blend, how are you? Looks like he's been on the Mr. Rock. Yeah, doesn't he look like from the land of make believe?
King Friday.
That's who he looked like.
I have King Friday.
Oh Lord, drop something.
Yeah, don't drop.
Speaking of Burger King, did you all hear about all those stone sets to close down? Huh? Oh, the store's set to close down. Yes.
Burger King's trying to go the same direction as McDonald's with the fully automated Burger
But they're
Kings.
closing stores down. That's what came out in the news.
Oh, yeah.
I got to go get my glasses because I can't see and now I look crazy like I don't know how to read.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna grab them? Oh.
Quit pushing people. See, that's King Friday from Ideal. Ideal Toy Co. 1977, by the way.
Okay.
Ideal Toy Corporation.
Now I can read your questions.
Okay.
Or whatever y'all talking about. Okay. Iron Blend, hey. Now I'm hungry. David, will you I'll pay you Tuesday for that hamburger today. David, are you familiar with Dragon Riders of the Sticks toy line from the 80s?
Yes, I've heard of those.
Oh,
I don't have any.
Oh yeah?
I don't have any though. That's a very obscure line. You're not going to find that too easy.
Oh. Jeff thought that was very terrifying. He don't like toys like that.
Oh no.
What is going on about grading toys? Seems like it's growing. Yes, sometimes you'll go to a show. We saw one, I think this weekend, and it was a bunch of graded action figures. But when we went to Toylanta, it was a lot of graded toys there. And every time I see a King Randall, you rarely ever see it, but every time I see it, it's always graded, and it's always more than $1,000. And it's like, why grade toys? I don't understand.
I don't care for that. I don't mind it so much with the comics because there's a preservation aspect to it that I can understand, especially older stuff. You get platinum, golden age stuff, and it's already in danger of, getting harmed. You want to try to protect it. With the toys, it's a little different. And with the toys, I think it feels really forced. Someone said, oh, it's working for comics and trading cards, so let's do this with toys too.
Yeah.
And it's very expensive to grade toys. And the prices that they try to jack up on it aftermarket is way higher than the turnover you see with a lot of comics. And then it's spilling out into other things. They're grading
records,
VHS cassettes. They're grading vinyl records.
Yeah, they're grading cassette tapes.
Yeah, and the vinyl and that stuff is
Funko
not
Pops.
cheap. it's very expensive. It's a hell of a lot more expensive than grading the comics, unless you're dealing with CGC and it happens to be a particularly valuable comic. If it's worth over $1,000, they gouge you.
Yeah.
But and I think that CGC is the only one that does that.
But people are starting to scam you with graded comics because they're starting to open it and take the book out and replace it with another book. And then
that was one incident.
Yeah,
that one guy got away with it.
That's because that one guy got caught.
He did it, but
he got caught.
Yeah.
But another thing I don't like, and you see it a lot with graded books, because I watch unboxings and stuff like that. And we watched one recently. The guy said, I don't remember what book it was, because I was so disgusted that this guy did this. He sent this book in the CGC three times.
It was the first appearance of the Hobgoblin.
Yeah, he sent it in.
First appearance, and
No, go ahead.
You can tell it.
He sent it in 3 times. And what he did is, it had a missing page.
No.
Okay, tell the story, because I don't know it.
He for the Hobgoblin issue has a Mark Jewelers variant. So what he did was he got a Mark's Jewelers variant from somewhere and married it into the book. So basically, he carefully opened the staples in the centerfold, put it in there, and sealed it back up and sent it in.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, CGC caught it, so they gave him the green label? I forget. They gave him the alternate label because they were like, "Hey, book is married.
Mm-hmm.
Centerfold is married. Mark Jewelers variant," and they put it on the label. So he busted it out, worked on the book again, sent it back in again, and they caught it again.
Yeah.
Right? So he busted it open again, worked on it again, smoothed out the staples, whatever he had to do. The third time, they missed it.
Yeah.
So if he turns around and sells it, if he turns around and sells that, and this guy is a seller, someone's going to get a counterfeited Mark Jewelers variant of the first appearance of Hobgoblin, and that's just dirty.
Yeah, and he's not going to tell you.
No.
And he's going to give you a price based on that book, and that's not right. I mean, I don't buy graded books. I bought one recently and I took it out as soon as I got it. But I don't buy graded books because I'm like, okay, at least if it's already open, I can flip through it. Maybe I'll catch some. I can see if it's a page missing, a coupon missing, or something like that. Once you got it graded, you ain't gonna never ever see it again. Like we saw the one video, the guy had a graded book. He sent it to CGC to get a new label at the top. They opened it up, found out that it was a part cut out in the book, and he never knew it. And it's like, if you had just kept the grade, you never would have knew that point.
Whoever graded it the first time missed
it.
That an ad had been cut.
Yeah.
And so when he got it back, it was just like, it was the same grade, but now he gets the purple label. And it's like, oops.
Thor says, believe it or not, I remember that Burger King doll, and I am glad my grandma did not buy it. That thing is awful.
I'll see your Burger King and I'll raise you.
He looks like he's from the land of horrible night terrors back in the box.
Oh.
I hate that automated stuff. Some things need to be operated by people. Yeah. It always bugged me that Padme gave birth to the droids, no people. Great. Oh God, yeah, that thing right there is awful.
No.
Yeah, it is.
I love this thing. 1979 Hasbro.
That's awful.
No, it's Ronald. See, can you see what he says? Hug him, his whistle blows.
Thank you, Steven.
Pull the string and Grimace shows. Because the whistle works. And you see he's got little Grimace in his pocket there. This is fantastic. I love it.
I mean, I'm
very
Jeff,
nostalgic.
I'm cool with people wanting to preserve stuff, and that's fine, because I like things to be preserved. But it's like, why you got to charge so much. Does it really cost over $100 to encapsulate a record? You know, because that's how much it costs. Didn't you say CGC is now doing records? Somebody
No,
said that.
CGC is not doing records.
Somebody said that.
John showed me that, and let me see if I can pull it up.
One of those companies is now grading records, and it's going to be like over $100 per record. And it's like, okay, you can buy like the cases, and I showed like with the comic books I have is a hard acrylic case that you just put it in, and you're done. You know I can open it up whenever I want to. I can read the book. I can put it back. I can take it out. I can do whatever I want. But you send it down to CGC, they rip your cover off and put the book in there upside down and do all kind of weird stuff. And but they still want all your money.
If the album was pressed after 2000, after the year 2000, it's 85. See? If it was pressed before the year 2000, it's 125.
125. That doesn't make any sense. And again, I do agree. If something is very rare, is very old, it should be preserved. But for me, just putting it in an acrylic case like that, that's enough. For me, that's good enough right there.
I don't mind the slabs, but I mean the slabs.
I'm talking about with toys.
Oh, with toys.
I'm talking about with toys.
No. Yeah, the with toys, I don't care for that. I really don't. But with the comics, I don't mind so much. But I've got a bunch of graded books, but it's barely like 5% of my collection.
Jeff says that Ronald McDonald looked like the clown from Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, Mickey D's look great. I want to
Krusty.
A crust. Do they have the Krusty?
Yeah, they made pull string Simpsons dolls in the 90s.
Mark says it's terrifying. Gonna be no.
Shame
Imagine
on you,
like somebody pulling a joke on you and you sleeping and then you wake up in that Ronald McDonald sitting by your head. No, it doesn't cost that much and shouldn't. But again, it's the premium service for some. And if there's a way to make money and people are willing to pay for it, then yeah, that's true. Hey,
Cosme.
And
it says new here. I picked up several Johnny Hero outfits a couple months ago and still in package. Good seeing the figure with the box. Yeah. And the outfits, I think the outfits cost more than the figure because they're really tough to find on the still packaged. It's a great forgotten toy line.
Robert says, what happened to the Mondo He-Man?
Oh, you're trying to get me going, huh? No, because I took the refund.
Hey, Chris.
I took the refund and I sent that back. The 40th anniversary He-Man, I did a whole video on that.
Yeah, because it broke.
It broke clean in half.
He got his money back
during the review. It snapped right in half. Can't be fixed.
Oh, Cosme said they paid $5 for that for those outfits.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Still in the package. They're not cheap. Still sealed.
Yeah. So, yeah, but you know, I don't know, with all of this preserving stuff and getting stuff graded, and what are they going to grade next? I mean, like I said, they're doing Funko Pops, they're doing cassette tapes, they're doing toys and records.
Mego Grimace? There's no Mego Grimace. Are you talking about the Remcos? The Remco Toy Chic?
Yeah, he got the Remco.
I got the whole series of the Remcos.
Yeah.
Let's see. You mean these? This is a great toy line.
Yeah, it looks good.
Child World price tag $197. $197. Remco 1976, I think they made these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's tough to find them on decent cards, but the card stock is really great on them. The Mayor McCheese and the Officer Big Mac are usually on damaged cards because they're so top heavy it pulls the plastic forward.
Stone Sour said he saw somebody someone grade the latest iPhone. You didn't. And Cosme said, do you see the return of the Hamburglar? I know Funko is doing another round of McDonald's.
Yeah, they are.
I like it. They're doing Ronald and the Hamburglar at the birthday ones.
Toy Chic says, I look for them at shows, but the fur is always too dirty. I need them loose for the background. You might could find one in a damaged package.
Yeah.
If the package is really bad. I don't condone typically opening of figures, but if you had one that the package was really ratty, I understand, you know.
Yeah, you can save a couple of dollars.
He's like a almost a fleece material. It's not flocking because he's soft.
It would be cool if they made the house McDonald's doll pull the string. You have diabetes because you eat sweets.
Oh yeah.
McDonald's has a commercial now with really.
I haven't seen it. I didn't see that either.
There is no way someone was so dumb as to create an iPhone. I refuse to believe it.
You have too much faith in the human race.
Why would you pay?
People are not that smart.
iPhones are thousands of. I mean, is it brand new? They're over $1,000. Why would you buy that?
Get them vintage phones. I want my phone.
But is it a new one or an old one?
Grade them.
And do you grade it in the box?
I don't know how that would work.
The box. What do they go for in the condition? Those McNuggets always made me hungry. For the show of wealth, it's just stupid bragging rights. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I've never, when the only time I've had an iPhone is because they issued it at work. One of the jobs I had, you had phones and they issued us iPhones. When I go to the phone store, I get the free one because I make one phone call a day. I rarely send a text and I don't use the internet hardly. I got it so my mama can call me when she want to call me. So I don't need an iPhone or even a Samsung. I just need something. Make a little call, get the free one. And they're like, oh, you can get this one over here. I'm like, no, because it's not free.
Yeah, the Remco McDonald's, I mean, look it up on eBay on the completed auctions. I mean, they typically run about 50 to 100 a piece on the card. If you could find a ratty one, you can probably get one cheaper. Or maybe you can find a really clean, loose one.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with selling stuff. Good luck to you too, says Axel Foley.
Oh, okay.
Even sneakerheads wear their shoes, but they take care of them to you. No, now. I have a decent Mego and 60s, 70s Joe collection and collecting Action Man.
Okay.
You're right, David. Perhaps I give humanity too much credit. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't issue you a beeper.
I had a beeper.
Andromeda was just a stab in the dark. Andromeda, I did not like that show. I like the guy that played what was the black guy name? Because he used to play on General Hospital.
Oh, I don't know. I liked him. Characters' names.
That was it. He used to play Noah. I think it was General Hospital or All My Children. He used to play on that, and I used to watch it. And he was on it. So, but other than that show, I didn't like it.
I couldn't watch it after a while either.
And then I didn't understand the girl. She was young for a minute, the one with the colorful hair, and then suddenly she was old. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Somebody's asking about Sesame Street.
Oh, what about it?
Behind me.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bunch of Sesame Street. This right here, these are actually puppets, and they're the Child Guidance Hand Puppets series. You get the Count and Oscar. And
I'm not blocking.
I got a couple other in there somewhere. You can't see them all.
And then Sesame Street is yeah. Right
yeah, and this row right here is actually the Knickerbocker 12th scale action figures from 1982. It's actually a pretty rare set. They only made the 4 of them. But yeah, it's one of my favorite lines. I know I say that about everything. But yeah, like these.
Hey, Bishop, how are you? Hey, David Page. I just watched the Pixel Dan video of your toy museum. Oh, thanks. Hope you liked it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
See, and they only ever made 4 of these, and they're really, really rare to find still sealed in the box. You know, Bert's a little loose there, but you know. And they're not too expensive. And I got these 4 because they came all from the same person. They all have an identical price tag on them. They got them all at the same time. This Big Bird. And again, they're like 12th scale, mixed media, 5 points of articulation. This Ernie, really colorful. I like them because this is the Sesame Street I remember pre Elmo when it was still like really kind of sweet and
fun. Greg wants to know, what price difference do you see with or without the box? And that normally depends on the toy line.
Yeah. Because honestly, with the Remco McDonald's, it's all over the place. Mm-hmm. But naturally, the better the condition, the more it's going to cost. But sometimes you can see a loose figure going out for like $10-15, and sometimes it's as much as $50 if it looks really clean.
Again, it depends on what it is, what toy line it's from, what action figure. Because some characters cost a lot more, and then of course if they have all the accessories and this and that like that. Do you remember Billy Blastoff?
Yeah. What's that, 1969 Billy Blastoff?
I don't know.
It's a little fat kid in an astronaut suit. Mm-hmm. And it's like if Major Matt Mason was a toddler. Yeah, I remember Billy Blastoff.
Mark saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3 this morning. It was so freaking good. No spoilers. There was a fun scene. Star-Lord had a vintage Freaky cereal shirt on.
Oh, I remember Freakies.
What's the one toy collection you give up to get that one you really want? None. No, I won't. I mean, because all I have, my whole thing is, and this is what I do now. I see the figure or whatever, and then I go and I save the money for it. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to give up something to get something else. Because then you're going to miss the one you had, and then you're going to try and go back and get it. And by the time you go back and get it, the price is double, triple sometimes. Or it's just impossible to find. So just save your money up. And if it takes a while, maybe a year or so, then it just takes time. Because I know me, I'm not in a rush for nothing. So
I'm in a hurry.
Yeah, I can wait
right now. But
I can wait. So no.
Robert wants to know if I have any Casper. Actually, I have the Pizza Hut Casper glow in the dark puppet set.
You do? Mm-hmm. I ain't never seen that.
It's right there. It's right behind you on the floor.
Oh, really? I don't know.
I do. Because when the film came out, the Pizza Hut had a promotion where you could get one of the 4 puppets.
Mm-hmm. When Pizza Hut used to sell glasses and stuff like that.
Yeah, when they used to run the promotions, but it was still more of a family place.
All of those places, Taco Bell, Arby's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, Hardee's, they all had those collector glasses. And used to watch it and like, oh man, I want to get those glasses.
Yeah.
Collect all 4.
But that was a big deal. The glasses, the posters, whatever they had was great.
To be fair, some of these pre-orders have a 2 to 3 year wait. So saving up shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. We talked about pre-orders, I think, on the last live stream. I'm kind of done with all. Oh yeah, I've never seen that before.
Casper, it's these. Mine are still sealed, but these are the Pizza Huts, and they all glow in the dark.
Oh.
And so it's Casper, and then the Ghostly Trio.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with all of those pre-orders. I mean, like I said, I'm buying the Super 7 Thundercats and Ninja Turtles, and of course you have to pre-order those. But I'm stopping at Wave 10. But some of those things, like when I was really buying statues and you were waiting, like especially when COVID hit and you had to wait 2 to 3 years
Yeah.
for those, and like Super 7 got way behind because when they first came out, you waited about 7, 8 months. Now it's more than a year, sometime two. And it's just like, man, come on. And then by the time it comes out,
Mhm.
sometimes it goes right on clearance. Like if you wait on Big Bad Toy Store, they have it on clearance, like so much off and all of that. So I don't
Well,
know.
Gregory has to go.
Oh well, thank you,
Says his
Gregory.
battery's dying.
Thank you for stopping by. Do
And
you have Hugo, man?
Yeah, Rat wants to know if I have Hugo. No, I don't have Hugo. Man of a Thousand Faces. It looks like
Oh.
Mini Me.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I don't have a Hugo. That's a neat toy though.
Oh, I didn't know they had a I'm Just a Bill figure.
That's more of a modern one.
Oh, is
They
it?
did some. I think was it Bendy's or something. They did some Schoolhouse Rock pieces. But no, I don't have any of that stuff. You have the lunchbox.
Yeah, I do have the lunchbox, and that is modern. I think NECA made
Yeah,
it.
NECA did that.
But that's the only one that was made, so you had to get it. I want the Gumby figures. That's hard to find. You don't see that often.
Yeah, you
the
really
Gumby
don't.
figures. I have one.
Yeah.
I have one, but I would like to get more Gumby figures, and they didn't do that many. But that's one toy line that I like to get. It's a shame fast food places don't do stuff like that anymore. They really don't cater to kids anymore. Like McDonald's, they all look like coffee shops or something around here since they've been updating. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the trend when Starbucks became popular and they wanted to start to copy that image.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when McDonald's had all the copper on the buildings and they came out with the cafe and stuff.
Yeah.
And they had to sacrifice something, so they sacrificed the child friendly image. And it's unfortunate that the trend went in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Steven wanted to know what was the first toy I remember getting as a kid. I want to say it's the Weeble camper set.
Oh yeah.
Yes, a little Weeble car and a camper that hitched onto it.
Mm-hmm.
I had that set as a kid, and I remember getting it at like Christmas time.
Hmm.
You know, like, and that's when did that come out? 74, 75, something like that.
No
I don't
idea.
remember. I don't have it now. I don't have it. I do have some Weeble sets, but I don't have the camper.
Elite Action says, great chat. I've been listening while customizing an Adventure Team video, but have to roll. Always a pleasure. But thank you for stopping in and listening. Mark says, even Funko's won out on that one. Hard getting rid of your pieces. Tried to part with them all, but still 150 stuck around. Just couldn't let go. Even my Funkos, I don't want to get rid of. I don't have any toy lines that I want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not that way. I'm glad I'm not like a messy hoarder. We were watching Hoarders today.
Oh no, we haven't watched that in a long time.
But I'm glad I'm not like that. We ain't that bad. We ain't that far gone.
That guy with the rabbits.
Oh, that guy with them rabbits living in that wall was just a mess. I couldn't live it. And then once the rabbits left, all them rats came out.
He was a jerk.
I couldn't live in that. That guy
was awful.
I couldn't be married to him because we have a problem. By the time you get the figure, you have no idea what it is. Yeah, that's what happened to me with my Joker statue, the Heath Ledger Joker. I ordered that thing so long ago. I'm almost positive I ordered it before COVID, and I just got it, I think, this year. And I kind of forgot about it. And then I looked at it, and before we took it out of the box, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna want this. I'm gonna end up sending it back or selling it or something. But once I took it out, I was like, okay, this really ain't that bad. It's actually pretty nice. But yeah, some of that stuff you order and now your tastes have changed and you don't want it no more. Super 7 is going to make Richard Scarry figures. Are you sure? Wow. But they should do
Richard Scarry's classic.
A Gumby's Ultimates. I agree. When I looked last, the old Gumby Bendies are mid-tier prices. Yeah, but then, like I said, it's hard to find them. You might see the same one over and over again. I ended up getting one carded set at a toy show. And it's in good shape. And the guy, made a deal on it. It didn't cost that much. But you never see it. I looked it up on eBay. It's kind of hard to find. But I would like to have some Gumby sets.
DM's Reef Tank is joining us.
Hey, DM. Just my first time to say something to you guys. I work a lot, but love your channel. Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Oh, Cracker Jack prizes or
cereal premiums. Yeah, I have not too much. I do have, like, right here. It's hard to see them. Those are actually the Captain Crunch figures, cereal box figures, and a piece of this and a piece of that. And what Stone Sour said, most valued toy as a kid. I can show it to you.
David still got his child. I have no childhood toys. None.
That is my childhood Luke Skywalker. Which was probably in this condition when I got him, because I was not purchased new. But this is my childhood Luke Skywalker figure, and I used this with everything. And he had no saber, so I jammed a nail in there to be his lightsaber.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I put a nail in there. But yeah, so this was the toy growing up.
The stores can't get rid of Funkos either. They sure can't. 3 favorite toys as a kid: 78, 12-inch Mego Superman, Millennium Falcon, and $6 Million Man. That's
$6 Million Man's a good toy line.
Hey, Easy.
Easel Monkey. Those McFarlane Page punches with the clamshell packaging is fire, he says.
Fire.
You like those?
Batman 497 Bane breaks. Have you read the Nightfall? I haven't read it yet. I have all of the Nightfall, but I got my comics kind of stacked on how I'm going to read it, and I haven't gotten to that one yet. But I heard that the Nightfall series is really good, and there's a couple of others. I read the 3rd Batman Damned because I had got it in a lot, and I read that 3rd book, and it's pretty good. So I want to get the other two, and I actually like the artwork in it. The artwork was pretty good. So I want to read that, and I heard a couple of other Batman stories were good. But in those collections we bought out, it was quite a few Batmans, Green Lanterns, the Flash, a lot of the stuff that I really like, Jonah Hex and stuff like that. So I'm gonna read it, and I'll see what it is.
Have I ever? Steven wants to know if I ever saw in person the Jaws from James Bond.
Jaws,
the Moonraker Jaws from Mego, the 12-inch scale.
Really?
I have seen it. No, Jaws the character.
No, I was reading what Cosme said. They picked up the modern Gumby and Pokemon.
Oh, okay. But no, I have seen it in person. I don't own one, and usually people want something outrageous for that figure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the deluxe Migos from the 70s are pretty expensive. Where are you trying to find it?
I'll look it up later. I know I'm gonna forget. My childhood toy had no chance of surviving me.
Oh no.
My real Ghostbusters stuff survived my childhood. Swapped out the Busters with the new retro collection, as they originals were heavily played with. I have some of the new Ghostbusters, the new ones. Well, the Ghostbusters, the remakes. I have those, but the Monsters one, I have the original Ghostbusters Monsters.
Yes.
Because again, Ghostbusters is one of those ones that are really expensive.
So, yeah, but there are sublines from within in the series that aren't too bad.
Yeah, like the Monster series. Those weren't expensive. Those weren't that bad. You could get those for under $50.
Yeah.
So I got those. But if you wanted like just the regular figures, those were really expensive. So I ain't bothered with those. Let's see. Out of all the EC comic horror stories, what story stuck out to you? So far with the ECs, we only read one book so far. And that's the one with the drug story where the guy killed his dad for drugs. The
that was a tough story.
The guy killed the lady he was seeing by accident. And then the guy kidnapped the baby. All of that was in one book because it was 3 stories in the book. So that's the only book I've read so far of EC, but I'm still collecting my EC books. But those are some good stories, though. I got a couple of Kenner Batmans in a pond on my parents' old property, and some old GI Joes at my cousin's buried, and we never find it.
They're out there somewhere.
Yeah. Sometimes I think
that's what happens.
Of slimming down my collection, but I can never bring myself to do it. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. People slim down their collections. They get rid of this. I outgrown that. I don't like this no more. And they sell it. And then 5 years pass and I had that figure and I had this whole collection and now I regret it. They make a YouTube video. They send out tweets and Facebook posts how they regret doing this and that.
Sure.
Like I always say, unless you are really hard pressed for cash, don't do it. If you're just tired of it, just box it up. Put it in the garage. Put it in the closet. Put it in the corner of the guest bedroom. Nobody coming to visit you anyway. And the people that do, you don't want them over there anyway. I mean, just let it be like the last thing you do. You know, let it be like the very, 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 very last option, unless you're like hard up for cash and you need money like really bad. Don't just sell off your stuff, because you usually regret it, you know, and then you try to buy it back and
it's more expensive.
Yeah, and it's way more expensive. So I'd rather just pack it up, put it in the corner, put it in the guest room. Nobody coming to stay with us. And if they do, you don't want them there that long. And if they're in a room with a lot of stuff, they won't stay long because then they can't get comfortable. You laughing, but it's the truth. Try it.
Steven wants to know if I like the Remco 3 3/4 inch Universal Monsters line. Yeah, from the 80s. I like that. Yeah, I don't have them anymore. I had a set, but not anymore because you know how that is.
Cosmic says that Amazon sells individual Gumbies. I didn't know that. I don't really look on Amazon for toys, so now I will buy comics on Amazon, not toys. The Injustice storyline by DC is a must-read. Super well written with Walking Dead style death surprises throughout.
Oh, we haven't read it.
I don't think I have any of the Injustice books.
You got me.
If you think about trimming your collection, you better make sure you don't get rid of something you can never replace. That's true.
Yeah, and that goes for a lot of the stuff that's in here, especially on my side. I've got a lot of pieces that, you know, they may not be very expensive necessarily.
Yeah.
But if I had to replace them, it would be very hard to find them again.
Yeah.
Because, you know, rare doesn't always equal valuable. So I do have some pieces that are like really obscure that if I lost it and had to find it again, it'd probably take years. But yeah, that's a problem.
Okay, yeah, I've seen these.
You have seen that?
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I have seen those figures. Okay, thank you. Cosme. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen them. I got them on Amazon now. So now I won't forget. Because that was gonna bug me until I looked it up. Yeah, just make sure, because again, you get rid of it and you're gonna wish you didn't. So just be mindful. Pack it up first. Let it sit for a while. Or pick it up, and if you can remember how you got it, where you got it. My cousin gave me this, my uncle gave me that. After this happened and that happened, or whatever. You got a long, drawn out story behind it. You might want to keep it.
Yeah, you put it away for a while and forget it, and then when you see it again, you'll know if you really want it or not.
Yeah.
So give yourself a chance, unless you're just really stuck.
Yeah.
And then try to find a collector. You'd be better off giving a deal to a collector than selling out the collection to a dealer.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they're not all Justice Curry, because I know Justice Curry, he'll tell you straight up, I'll do 50% of fair market.
Mm-hmm.
That's rare
Yeah.
for a comic or a toy buyer, a professional comic or toy buyer. That's very rare. Most of the time, you're going to get gouged.
Well, thank you, Stephen. We can make your Sunday fun. When someone says Walking Dead style, makes me immediately think that it turns to crap at some point. Yeah, Walking Dead did take a bad turn.
Yeah, it took a bad turn, and then it got worse when they killed off, or they got rid of the main character,
Rick.
Yeah, Rick, because the show was really centered around him. And then when they showed that girl, I was just done. I mean, it was already hard to watch.
Yeah.
But when they had that girl,
with
and
that
she's
gun.
just got a 44, and she's like, bang, bang, bang. No, are you kidding? She'd break her wrist with that gun. Well, if she could even pull the trigger on a revolver with that caliber.
I've seen videos. I thought that was a 50 cal gun. Yeah.
I think it was a 44 Magnum.
But still, I see YouTube videos with people, even grown men, recoil, have a kickback, And I seen this this adult lady, but she was skinny. It knocked on her butt.
But she's like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. No kickback, nothing.
It was getting silly, and they were getting too casual with the killing of zombies. I've complained about that before, because you could just take like a hairpin or a pencil and just go like this. Oh, there you go, you're dead now. Just barely press it, because you could just slowly press a butter knife into someone's skull and penetrate their brain.
Well, when they
it's just ridiculous.
I would have tried to stick it out, but the way they did with Rick, I realized the character wanted to leave the show. The guy that
he was getting sick of it.
Well, he wanted to spend more time with his family. Okay, I understood that, but the way they took him off the show wasn't within his character. I know they wanted to take him off so he could come back, but it wasn't within his character the way they took him off. I think they could have took him off in a different way, where they still could have brought him back. But he just left and never tried to come back. And then years passed. More than 5 years passed, and he's never come back. And you knew he was alive when he left. So that was outside his character, and that got on my nerve, because that's not who he was.
Yeah.
Or that's not who they built him up to be.
Yeah,
that kind of does happen in the story, but not till part 4. So many years later, not part 1 and 2. That is was mentioning earlier. How's your kitty doing? That was in the fight.
Yeah.
We talked about him earlier.
Yeah, someone asked earlier. Hobo, he's doing better. We got him cleaned up and fixed up, and he's getting better.
He's bullying the other cats.
Yeah, he's being a jerk.
This
is hilarious. This is probably how he got beat up in the first place, because again, he doesn't have teeth. He's got one tooth in his head, and trying to pick on other cats. It's not a smart idea.
No. K-Munin, I think zombies are already boring. I kind of turned away from watching zombie movies and TV shows. Yeah, because every era has its thing, and for the last few years, it's been zombies. Yeah. So now we got to move on to the next.
Well, they already went through the vampire phase.
Yeah, you had vampires for a while.
Yeah.
You had zombies for a while. Every TV show, movie was zombies. Every movie, TV show was vampires.
Yeah.
You had the slasher films, So now they got to do something else. I don't know what it's going to be next. But it's probably something with AI. I don't know. But
yeah, that would work. who is it?
Mm-hmm.
Cosme says they don't have very many vintage toy stores in their area. Used to travel 275 miles to Dallas to find a decent one.
Wow.
Around here, it's not too bad for vintage toy stores. Well,
Yeah.
No, the closest one really is Second Chance, right?
Yeah, Second Chance is like the best one. It's another one, and I think it's a toy and comic shop, I believe. And the person, they had an event and they asked if we were coming, but they told us like the night before.
Yeah, so we could
So
do
we
it.
didn't go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just make a trip, and it's not that far. I think it's like maybe 45 minutes away. We've never been there. So, but it's not. They're scattered here and there.
Yeah.
You got to kind of know where they are and kind of find it. But Second Chance is the best, though. I think.
Yeah.
It's the best
in the area. It's the largest one.
Yeah.
And Gnomsky was saying they have a stray in the area that's friends with a young raccoon, and it's weird. They eat together, and the cattle rub on it and stuff. Actually, most of the time, a raccoon will just run away from you, but they're actually surprisingly affectionate, especially if you have a domesticated one. They are amazingly affectionate animals.
Yeah, well, they trying to come in the house and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, K-Mune, I agree. Vampires were ruined by the teen drama. So you had a lot of like the Vampire Diaries and all kind of other shows like that. Yeah, they always got to make a teen drama of something. And I think that's what really messes stuff up.
Because they think they're going to draw in a younger audience, but the younger audience doesn't care. So you're wasting your time with that whole concept.
And that's what they're doing now with all of the superhero stuff. And I think that's why superheroes, movies and TV shows are getting worn out, because they're trying to appeal to a group of people that don't want to see it. And if that group of people wanted to see it, they would just watch it.
Also,
you don't have to kind of do nothing.
But they forget what it was like when they were kids, because children instinctively look for an adult role model. So they're not interested in teen Iron Man. They want to see Tony Stark Iron Man. You know what I mean? Because he's grown. This is what I want to grow into. I don't want to watch a kid younger than me on the screen doing whatever. It doesn't appeal to children. And that's for some reason they missed this. And it's like, don't you remember when you were a kid and you were into that stuff? Why were you into it? It somehow they just completely miss it. I don't understand.
Yeah, we got Toy Lanta and Joe Lanta, and then you got Joe Fest, which is in Augusta, which is not that far away, and that's similar to Joe Lanta, Toy Lanta. It's in the same vein, and the Retro Toy Show is a big one in Greenville.
Retro Toy Swap?
The Retro Toy Show is in Greenville, which is not that far.
Yeah.
So it is quite a few in this area. Now we don't go to the big one in downtown Atlanta every year. We don't go to that. But just like the little ones, like they're not really even little. Toy Lanta, Joe Fest, and Retro thing. They're not that small. But they are cool, and you can get some good deals. I used to see the two Corey movies. I haven't seen a lot of them though, but I remember they were in a lot of movies together. The Coreys, Corey Feldman and the other one. I can't even remember nothing they were in now. But one of those guys is dead.
Yeah.
My neighborhood has a stray cat with one ear that literally just stands in the middle of the road.
So it's watching you. It's keeping an eye on you.
Oh no. Yeah, probably.
Anyways, we're past the 2-hour mark. We're actually almost at 2 hours and 15 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for this evening. Thanks to everybody for joining us this evening. Again, it was just kind of spontaneous. Just wanted to jump on and say hi to everybody and see how you're doing. And also, don't forget, if you're interested, on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have the comic book claim sale. So do check that out, and check it out anyways, even if you're not interested in the comics, and just hang out with us. We'll be talking.
Yeah, we'll be. So, you know how we do.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll have to try to do this again sometime soon.